Good evening. Just wait for everyone to join. I'm Abbey. And today we are going to be kind of talking about sustainable and unsustainable goals. Hi, Cass. Hey, Chloe. So just wait for a few people to join and then we'll kind of get started. So like I said, we'll be talking about sustainable and unsustainable goals and kind of how we can definitely fall into going along unsustainable goals and not really refining our goals to be sustainable and work for us. Alrighty. So wait for a few people. And if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. So basically, like I said, we are going to be talking about sustainable and unsustainable goals. I think this is really relevant. It's really key, especially at the moment, and that coming into like summer and everyone's kind of setting up some goals to, have a hot girl summer. And also as we come closer to, I can't believe like the end or the start of a new year, goals, everyone's setting goals and everyone's got some unrealistic, maybe, expectations, which is fine. Like I definitely think you should dream big. But sometimes, setting unrealistic goals can also then you can do unsustainable habits to get to those goals. And at the end of the day, we want to reach our goal and we want to sustain that goal for a long period of time. But we don't want to, get to a goal fitness or in a perfect routine and then, just everything falls apart because we've done it too fast. We haven't really focused on the fundamentals. We've kind of been like, okay, I'm going away on holidays. I want to lose 10 kilos in 8 weeks. I'm going to juice cleanse. I'm going to eat 1,000 calories and I'm going to do cardio every day until this trip. And then you get to the trip and you're like burnt out. You possibly are very stressed and probably looking quite, sick, I would say, because you probably hadn't been eating enough food and probably a bit unhappy. And I don't think that's how I would want to feel leading up to a holiday. Like I would want to feel really comfortable in my own skin, confident and like fit and strong. And obviously this is just my own opinion, but I definitely would feel a bit more better than going into a holiday feeling like tired, fatigued and also starving. So let's break into some unsustainable goals. So unsustainable goals, I would like to define that as, setting a period of time to get to a certain result, which you are going to have to make certain sacrifices along the way to get to that goal. And unsustainable goals is basically taking a route that, at the end of the day, you can't sustain that past that goal point. And also there are going to be other things that are going to be sacrificed for you to get that goal, which, like I said before, is definitely not ideal. So the way you can kind of know if something is maybe an unsustainable goal, first red flag is that it's completely externally driven. So, all your friends are going on I'm going to use some real trigger words, but like juice cleanses and stuff. So everyone's going on a juice cleanse. So you're like, oh my God, all my friends are going on one. It must be a good thing. I'm going to go and do that as well. However, that might not actually line up with the goal that you actually want, as well as it might not align with, the results you want. And also in the long run, it might not benefit you for what you want. So if you are wanting to get fitter for summer and feel more confident in your body and love your body when you are, dressing up and going out and heading to the beach, first of all, you need to focus onto yourself and be like, okay, what is holding me back right now? And this is kind of talking into building a more sustainable goal instead of an unsustainable one, and being like, okay, what is holding me back? What am I feeling why do I feel like I need to look a certain way? to go to this holiday, so in summer and stuff, like, why am I not feeling 100% myself or confident in myself? And there you can find the changes that you want to make to then be the better version of yourself and the person that you're going to be able to go into your, summer feeling like happy and comfortable in your own body. So that might be, okay, I'm feeling really insecure about myself because I've been in lockdown, I haven't been exercising that much, and I've been really just not feeding myself well. So I'm actually just feeling a bit gross internally, which is also then making me feel a bit gross about myself externally. As well as think about how you're speaking to yourself as well, making sure that, if you've been being really hard on yourself, that's not going to help you get to your goal either. So make sure the path along the way is also a sustainable and positive one as well. So if you are, you've gained a bit of weight that it makes you feel uncomfortable, and it's not necessarily the weight that makes you feel your best, and you kind of want to change it, which is completely fine. There is no reason why you can't change how you look to feel better in your own skin, to build confidence. The difference is where that is coming from. So if that's coming from you because you want to feel better for yourself, and so you can, feel more confident doing the things you love, awesome. That's a perfect motivation, because if you were feeling down on a day, you can look to yourself and be like, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this because I want to feel better. I want to create a healthier lifestyle for myself. And that's what's going to bring me forward. So I'll get to your question, but what is a sustainable weight loss goal for during lockdown? I think it really depends, and that kind of goes where I'm going, so I'll answer this question here. I think it depends on why you feel like you want to lose weight, and I think it's definitely fine to have a weight loss goal. I myself have been, on a, I would say, kind of trimming down over the this lockdown period, not on purpose. But I think, oh, thanks, Charlotte, listening to you in the car. I'm like the radio. I would say, first of all, think why. And I would say for lockdown, it's probably looking at your habits. So looking at, why do you feel like you have maybe gained weight or you're feeling uncomfortable? But I think a sustainable goal would be not necessarily focusing on a weight, but really focusing on how you feel and how your clothes are feeling. And I would make some really just small changes to begin with. So I would look at what you're currently doing and be like, okay, well, I'm currently not really exercising that much. So I'm going to set a small goal of, walking 30 minutes a day if I'm currently doing nothing. And then, so once you kind of increased your activity, you might, get on the bandwagon of walking a bit more and stuff. So you're going to, okay, I'm going to go for an hour each day. And then with that, you could maybe set a step goal. So then you've got a target, and then it's a more clear driven goal. And then once you've kind of got that more clear goal, then you can kind of add to that. So we always want to see what we can add. We don't want to ever think about taking away, because I feel as soon as we go into the thing of I've got to take away this food group, I've got to take away this, doing this thing that gives me joy. I think that's a real negative way to look at goals. So I think, what can you add into your day that's going to add value, which is going to help you move forward? So adding in some activity, adding in some more healthy veggies. Maybe you're going to go, okay, I want to add some money into my bank account, so I'm going to stop the Uber Eats and I'm going to cook more at home. So you can, add more fresh vegetables and fruits into your diet and fiber. And then you can think, okay, I might be lacking in protein, so add some more protein. And also then kind of going to more nourishing. And then once you feel like you've got your food is very balanced and you've got a good routine, then once you've held that for a few weeks, and so we've got a good foundation. Before you go into any weight loss phase, especially over lockdown, you want a strong foundation. You can't go into a weight loss phase if you're already not eating enough and you're already over exercising, you're already not exercising, because it's just going to be too much for the system. So you really want to start off with a good foundation, be like, okay, now I can make some tweaks. So if you are wanting to lose weight, you will have to put yourself slightly in a calorie deficit, and that might be just making some really easy swaps. So that might be, having just a smaller portion of like potatoes and then adding in some just more mixed salad and vegetables. It could be like a small thing from swapping out like what yogurt you have or a dressing that you use, like really small things. You never want to like take massive things away. Like I'm in a diet phase and everyone knows that I have an ice cream every night, and that is factored into my day because that gives me joy and that's what I need to keep myself going. And, you know, always think about, you know, how you could like add into your day and stuff like that. But I think a realistic lockdown goal, I think just, you know, one, be kind to yourself. Two, know why you were doing it. And especially during lockdown, just you're doing the best you can. So don't get hard on yourself. You might have days where you are emotionally just, you know, not feeling it because, you know, everyone's moods have been seriously affected over lockdown and unpredictable. Like we have days where we're super up high and then we'll have a day where we're just really low and we like it's hard to get out of bed, and that's just what we're in right now, and you have to acknowledge that and just be kind to yourself. So I would say just setting a goal where the end is somewhere where you are going to feel better about yourself, more confident, and it's coming from you. It's not coming from anyone else. If you feel like you are doing, like if you're losing weight because you want other people to accept you, or you want to feel like more, you want to look like someone else, those goals are too like eccentric. Oh my God, I can't say the word, but you know what I mean? They're involving other people and not yourself. So you want more intrinsic goals. So it's all about like what is making you want to make these changes, because they're the changes that you are going to hold and you are going to stick to for a long period of time. As well as, you know, you don't want to be depriving yourself over this period of time. I know that was a long-winded answer to your question, but basically, in short, a sustainable weight loss goal for lockdown is what is one works for you. I would, you know, you could weigh yourself, but I wouldn't weigh yourself often. I would first focus on getting that strong foundation, adding movement, adding more, you know, fruits and vegetables and color into your diet. You know, doing joyful activities as well. So kind of making changes where you feel like you're lacking. And then, you know, once you've been doing that for a sustainable time, then you can then make a bit more of changes to make it a bit more like weight loss focused. So you might go into a slight deficit if you're tracking your food, which is completely optional. Okay, good. I'm happy that helped you, because it was a long-winded answer. But yeah, you can always just DM us and we can help answer even more questions. So yes, so basically a sustainable goal is something that you can hold for a long period of time. It's also not making too drastic changes over time. It's not getting into that all or nothing mindset where you have to exercise every day. You need to do cardio every day. You have to go and eat the minimum amount of food. That's not how you are going to get to your goal. That's almost going to slow you down. And I think that's the mindset everyone gets into when they set goals, especially we're just going to talk weight loss at the moment, because I think everyone can relate to that, especially like I said, coming into summer, that everyone sets unrealistic goals, and you know, you just need to set them to yourself and make small changes, and you know, listen to your body and be kind to yourself, and also be consistent. If you can't hold something for more than 2 weeks, one, because you're not happy, two, it's too drastic, you can't actually keep up that intensity, how are you supposed to do it for like 6 weeks or 8 weeks or, you know, a year? Or, you know, how are you meant to tick over that goal if you can't even stay consistent for that short period of time? As well as like, you know, check in with yourself. Be like, am I happy? Like, is this making me happy? Like, is getting closer to this goal, is this process actually, you know, giving value to me? Because if it's not, then you might want to just look into your goal and be like, okay, I need to refine this a bit more. I need to, you know, look, maybe I'm doing this for the wrong reasons. Maybe I'm not actually making these choices for myself, but maybe for others. And, you know, just kind of like take a step back. And it's totally okay to change your goals as you're going along. Like heaps of people, like, you know, start off like maybe at the gym or working out or with a coach, and they're like, I want weight loss. And then, you know, they get maybe 6 weeks in and they change it and they're like, nah, I want to get strong. Like, I don't really care about my weight anymore. I just want to like lift heavy. I want to feel powerful. I want to, they get involved in that feeling, and that's 100% okay. And then other people go, I want to build strength and stuff, and they go, okay, now I kind of want to lean out a little bit, so I want to focus on a bit of a weight loss. So it's completely okay to change your goal, but again, like I said, it's a very long-winded thing, but you just want to focus on what works for you and do it in a safe way and a healthy way. So please avoid all, the diet shakes, the calorie deficits that's like 1,200, cutting food groups. Like, people, you can eat carbs and lose weight. Rice isn't the thing that's making you gain weight. It's probably, some other factors, and just balance. You can definitely keep foods. You can keep that glass of wine that you like to have on a Friday night and still hit your goals. It's all about balance and, exactly, Cece, safe and healthy. And, just being like mindful and not trying to do it in the quickest way possible, because the quickest way possible has repercussions. You can't do something hardcore, like I said before, for 2 weeks and then think of it unraveling so quickly. So like I said, slowly ticking away at something, staying consistent, and just keep on doing it. If you're not seeing results in the first 5 weeks, or not 5 weeks, but even the first 3 weeks, just keep going, because there will be a time where that pin drops and you will start seeing results. Your body has to adapt, and you're getting used to doing these new habits and, new lifestyle and stuff like that as well. So, you give yourself time to get to those goals and really just stay consistent. That is the best thing you can do for your goals. Showing up for yourself on the days where you feel like crap and you are like, no, but this is my goal and I'm going to show up for me. Obviously, there's some days where you just, just mentally you just need to take a rest, and that's definitely okay, and should never hold guilt towards rest. But, showing up for yourself, and when you keep going through the times where you feel like you can't give, and where it's hard and you don't want to do it, they're the days where that's where the results come from. That's the part where you grow. That's the part where you are fully defining how much this goal means to you, because you are going to show up even on the days where you're struggling to show up for yourself. And just doing it, going on that walk, even though it's cold and rainy outside, but you're like, no, my goal is to go for a walk every day, so I'm going to do that. So, there is the acronym SMART, or smarter goals and stuff, where, it's a really good principle to just go off. But I think making sure that, you're really breaking down what you want and what it is for you as well, is the main key point to setting goals. So, if you want to gain muscle, if you want to lose weight, if you have a finance goal, if you have a business goal, break it down, add value to those stages, and, just honor yourself and tell yourself you can do it. Don't talk yourself down. Don't listen to what other people are doing around us. I know, being in the fitness industry, we know, I know where the bullshit is. But if you're not really involved and you're not following the right people and stuff, you get caught up in the social media stuff and, what, diet Kendall Jenner's doing, and this other fad diet, and then you're getting all the promo ads for all the weight loss shakes, and you can't see the stuff that's, that's actually detrimental to your health, and it's actually not going to help you get to your goals. So at the end of the day, make them clear, make them value to you, make sure you're doing them for you and no one else. And at the end of the day, just stay on it, stay consistent, keep going. If you're doing the right things, you will get there. Slow and steady is it's a bit of a cliche, but it will get you to your goal, and it will get you there to hold your goal and the results for a long period of time as well. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. You don't want to get to your goal and be okay, now I'm going to blow out and eat all this food because I'm starving, because I've just starved myself for 6 weeks. That's not what you want to feel like at the end of your goal. You want to feel proud. You want to know you've worked hard. You want to know that you've given it your all and you've done it in a safe, sustainable way as well. So never, when you set like unsustainable goals, sometimes we can get to the end and we kind of feel a bit empty, and we also haven't learnt anything in the process because we've kind of been just picking things out of nowhere and just applying them all to ourselves at once. And then, that can become overwhelming, and then we get, disheartened when we have repercussions of going through like an unsustainable goal process. Some people go through weight loss and then they gain heaps of weight back. And the reason for that is because they've gone through normally unsustainable measures, and, they might not have dealt with like things that have popped up in that process along the way, and like those red flags that we talked about before. So, just be aware of where you're getting your information. Listen to your body. Ask yourself why you are doing this every time it gets tough. Stay motivated, and as well as, just be kind to yourself. You're doing the best you can. Show up for yourself even on the days where you find it hard, because you can do it. And the more you show up for yourself, the better your results will be. And just keeping in that mindset that you can do it, and do it in the sustainable way that is right for you. I know that was totally, long-winded answer, and I feel like every time I do these, it's a whole lot of fluff and random stuff in between. But at the end of the day, your sustainable goals are slow and steady, precise and identified to you and your values. Your unsustainable goals can sometimes be short-term, drastic, and, not necessarily the most helpful or healthy option. So thank you all for listening. If you do have any questions, you can pop them down the bottom below. If you did miss out on the start of this talk, it was a bit longer than normal. It will be saved for later, but I really hope this helps some of you clarify your goals. And I know there was a lot of waffle in there, but hopefully you found the gold in, with all the stuff that I was giving out. But sometimes my brain just wanders. But yeah, if there are no other questions, I will say goodbye, and you can all enjoy your lovely Monday evening, and go and smash out those goals, because you can do it, and I believe in you, and I will be your hype person and tell you that you can do it. And just write them down and start them today or tomorrow, and just get them done in the safest, sustainable way possible. Thanks, Joe. Have a good night. Bye.